Well, hello. Today is Thursday, March 11th, and I knew I wouldn't forget today's date. Today's March 11th. Today is my daughter's 40th birthday, but it's also Diana Ward's birthday. So, Diana, you knew you'd get a song too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diana. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you have a great birthday. It's also my niece Holly's birthday. She is 44 today. Ooh, she's getting old. Yep, 44. I tried so hard not to have Christy on her birthday. I squeezed my legs together and everything. I woke up in the morning, I was feeling a little crampy. My sister Mary said, I think you're going to have your baby today. And I go, no, it's too soon. I was due on the 2nd. No way. Although it's 9 days later, but I never have my babies on time. So I thought, no, and I was having a cramp, and I was having another cramp, and then just not feeling well. And then I was brushing my teeth, and my sister Mary comes. She says, you're in labor. And I go, I am not in labor. So she called Jim, who was at work. And Jim says, I don't care what she says. Bring her to the hospital. So Mary says, we're going to go to the hospital. And I go, okay, we'll go, but I'm not in labor. I'm telling you, I am not in labor. We live really close to the hospital. I think we were within 10 minutes. We left at 9:20 or something like that. We got to the hospital. I knew where I had to go. I went right up to the ward. Didn't even check in an emergency. Those are the days. You didn't have to do everything like you do now. And I got up there and I told the nurse in charge, I said, I think I'm having a baby according to everybody around me, but I don't think so. And so she said, well, you're supposed to go down to the admitting. And I go, well, I'm here now. And so she says, well, okay, well, let it just admit you here. Let's have a doctor examine you. So the doctor came in and he says, oh my goodness, you're in labor. And just then I had the worst pain I've ever had in my life. It was the one and only labor pain I've ever had of 3 children. I was pregnant 4 times, but I only carried 3 to full term. And it was unbelievably bad. It hurt so much. But I was too far along. So the doctor looked at me at 9:40, and at 9:43, out popped Christy. Almost in the hallway. She was wheeling me down the hall. Says, I hope we make it to the delivery room in time. Of course, Jim did get to the hospital in time. He was living at a job, he was working at a job that was really close. But anyway, here's a picture of my daughter, Christy. 40 years old today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Oh, I love her so much. And I've told the story that I wanted to name her Crispy, K-R-I-S-P-Y, because I ate a lot of crispy crackers my whole pregnancy with Christy. But everybody talked me out of it, so I thought I'll change the P to a T. And so I called her Christy, which was kind of hard growing up because I could never find a license plate, like those little license plates you put on the back of your bikes, like a mug, anything. That'd be Kirsten, or Christy with a C, or Christy C-H-R-I-S-T-Y, but no Christy K-R-I-S-T-Y. No Christy like that. And Christy McNichol on Family was very popular back then. I didn't name her because of that, but I don't know. We really had a hard time. So Christy, every time we went somewhere, she would look and she'd say, oh, there's nothing with my name on it. And I go, I know. But let's get a box of crispy crackers, and then you can see that that's what your name should have been, and you could have seen it in the supermarket every time we went shopping. She says, that's okay. I don't have a problem with it being called Christy rather than Crispy. So it would have been unique. I bet she would have been the only one in her class with that name, although she was really, I think, the only one in her class named Christy with a K. So anyway, today's her birthday. I called her at 9:43. I call all my kids in the time they were born. Jimmy was born at 6:35 p.m. The exception being I call Jimmy at 6:35 a.m. because he knows that way he won't think I forgot his birthday. Who could forget Jimmy? I know we haven't done tags in a long time. Tracy over at Trials of a Long Hair Girl is the one that starts the tags, and she's been under the weather lately. So hopefully soon she'll be back on her feet and we can get back to doing the tags. Plus, Jimmy wouldn't have been able to do them anyhow. He's been working up north, almost by the Upper Peninsula, probably about 3 or 4 hours away for the last 3 weeks. I think he's got 1 or 2 more weeks up there. Him and his son David, who's also a carpenter, are building a house. Not their own house. They were contracted to build a house. So they're not the only 2 people on the job. There's other people on the job also. But I'm missing seeing them. So I didn't go for my walk today. I will tell you a Christy story. I didn't go for my walk today because when I got up this morning it was raining and I had a lot to do. I had to make the cake, and then she wanted some brownies, and so I had to make some brownies, and then I had to get the fixings for the turkey going. And I got the turkey all going, and now I'm just too pooped to participate, so I'm just not going to walk today. I'll walk tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow in the morning I'm getting my eye done for the, they're going to use a laser to kind of clear out the fogginess of my eye. So my meeting highlights will be up late, so they won't be up by noon because my appointment is at 9:30, and then I have an appointment at the Apple store at 11:30 because Jim had got me for Christmas a couple of years ago a Beats pill speaker, and it won't hold a charge. So I tried to call the store because there's only appointment only. You can't just walk in and drop in, and they referred me to a website. So I went to the website. Went to the very first question I said on the very first question was, I just want to set up an appointment at the Apple store at Partridge Creek. And so then they went through this whole spiel trying to help me with it, and I thought, well, if they can help me, that's fine. It'll save me a trip. 45 minutes later, he had the nerve to say, I think your best bet is just to make an appointment at the Apple store. I said, that's what I tried to tell you 45 minutes ago, but you told me I had to go through all of this rigmarole. I was just so upset. But anyway, so I got the appointment for that. So by the time I get home, it probably won't be till like 1 or 2 o'clock. And so we'll see. And then I'm going to be weighing at a different time. I like to weigh myself at 10:30 in the morning. But tomorrow I'll be weighing myself at probably 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So it might adjust my weight because I like to weigh at the same time every week with the same clothes on. I'll weigh with the same clothes on, but it's not going to be the same time, so I don't know if that'll make a difference. I can't think it's going to make that big of a difference, but we'll see. But a Christy story. When Christy was always, when she was a baby, she was a very shy little girl. She's not shy anymore, but she was a very shy little girl, and she always clung to me wherever we went. She always had to be hanging on me, and she just wouldn't go, she wouldn't go with anybody else, with the exception being my sister Mary, who lived with us at the time. And so she would always go everywhere with Mary. But she just never wanted to do anything on her own without me involved. So I tried to put her in preschool to get her ready for kindergarten to see if that would make a difference for her. One of her little best friends was also in the preschool class, and the mother was one of the helpers in the class, one of the room moms. And so I didn't volunteer to be a room mom because I was trying to wean her away from me. I wanted her to do well, and I didn't want her to always be dependent on me. But every morning, well, she only went twice a week, but the 2 times a week we went, she went on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And it was only for 2 hours, or 2.5 at the most. And she just didn't want to go. And then it was always like she never wanted to let go of me. And then this little girl's mother used to come over. Julie was the little girl's name. Julie's mom would come over, and she would, take her by the hand, and they'd get her distracted and that. So she was doing really well. But then when she started kindergarten, the bus would pick her up because we lived kind of far away. And so she just didn't want to get on the bus. And I kept saying, Christy, I'm always going to be sitting here on the porch waiting for you when you get home. And I'll follow the bus to school for the first couple days. And so she kept saying, well, then why don't you just drive me? And I go, no, I'm just going to follow you on, in the car or on the bus. Because you have to ride the bus. You're a big girl now. You're going to ride the bus. So she'd always look for me, and I'd always try to hide so that she didn't see me. After a couple of days, I was trying to hide so that she wouldn't see me, so she'd build up her confidence to know that she did it without me following. But she always spotted me. She had an eagle eye. She always spotted me. I wasn't a really good hider, I guess. But finally I got her convinced that, like, I'm always going to be here waiting for you on the porch when you get home. You'd never have to worry about that. And, she knew the bus driver really well. His name was Bud. And so she said, as long as Bud's going to be my driver, I'll be okay. And then Bud would pick her up every day. And so the one day I ran a little late getting home, and I wasn't home in time. And she had to stay on the bus and follow the route. And then for everybody else, because they wouldn't drop off any kindergartners if there was nobody there to greet them. So she had to do the whole bus route. And I guess she was crying the whole time, and Bud was trying to console her, but it didn't really work. And then when she finally got home, when she got off the bus, when I was standing there, I called the school and everything, and they explained what was going to happen. And I said, well, do you want me to come to the school? And they go, no, Bud will just bring her back to the house. It'll be the best way to do it. So I just stayed outside till Bud got back there with her on the bus. And when she gets off the bus, she just walked right past me. She was so mad at me, she just walked right past me. She said, you told me you'd always be here. She just kept on walking into the house. She didn't talk to me for the longest time that night. She obviously at dinner she did, but it was just kind of cute. And then my Christy, some things in life you're really, really proud of. And I'm proud of how well all my children turn out. And I'm really proud of the fact that they're all good parents. And my daughter Christy is an especially good mother. And she's the best daughter anybody could ask for. And I tell her every year, I never know what kind of present I can get her that's going to equal the fact that God gave me such a great present in her. Because every year I celebrate my gift. And my gift is my gift of my daughter, Christy, who is my world. She's just my world. And if a day goes by that she doesn't call me, or I don't call her, that never happens. That really never happens. When I go on vacation, I have to FaceTime her. And before there was FaceTime, I always called her. The hardest time was when we went to Hawaii, because I told you that story about the plane got delayed because there was a drug dealer on the plane and all of that. And so when we met our layover, we promised we were going to call when we got in Los Angeles. And they weren't letting anybody off the plane. And Jim went up to the stewardess and he told them, well, then you're going to just have to let me get off, and I'm going to have to book another flight because I can't not call my daughter and let her know I've made it this far safely. So she says, well, you got to stay in the jetway. You can't go out of the... And Jim says, that's fine. I'll go out there and call her. So he called her, and she was fine after that. But my world revolves around my family. You know that. And this has been a hard year for me. It's been a really, really hard year. And I get my second vaccination shot on Tuesday. Jim gets his first shot tomorrow. My sister Denise is getting hers on Saturday. My brother Michael's getting his second shot on Tuesday also. So I'm just hoping that things can turn around, and by my anniversary in July that we can really have a party. And you're hearing this now. I am going to be hugging everybody. And I am not a hugger, but I've realized in this last year that I didn't appreciate hugs, and I need to start appreciating them. I need to overcome my obstacle of tensing up and not receiving them and that, because I realized that that's an essential part of my life. And I am going to do it. I'm going to hug my grandkids. I'm going to hug my kids. Look out, because I'm probably going to have a shirt that says I'm a hugger now. Because I'm going to go crazy. I just know it. But anyway, I saw this little clip that I showed you on my thumbnail this morning, was that you get three C's of life, and it's choices, chances, and changes. And you have to make the choice that this is the way you want to eat. You have to take the chance that it's going to work, and you have to really change your life somewhat. I can't go back to eating the way I used to eat. I just can't. I would love to, I think, sometimes, but then I realized that how crappy I felt when I was eating so poorly. I always had a stomach ache. I didn't sleep well. I just always felt, we all have that. I still have that every once in a while. And now a lot of times if I try to go back to my old way of eating, I think, is this how I used to feel? Because I remember how badly I felt, and I'm thinking, I don't like feeling like that. I just don't. And as much as we'd like to change our past, definitely I wish I would have done this way sooner, when it would have been way easier. And not that it's ever easy. I don't want it to imply that it's easier when you're younger. But you do lose a little bit quicker when you're a little bit more dedicated. Because it's just the way your body works. And the older you get, the more muscle mass you lose, the slower it is to lose weight. Not impossible, just slower. So, like I said, it's hard no matter what your age. I don't want to imply that it's like when you're 20 or 30, it's a breeze and you can just say, I'm going to be on a diet and then you're going to lose your weight. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But it's not as hard as when you're 70. It really isn't. So if I could change the past, it would be that I lost my weight sooner. But I can't change the past. All I can do is learn from it. And that's what I'm doing. And like I think that everyone has a purpose in life. God puts you on earth with a purpose. And some people are artists. Some people are singers. Some people are just like very loving and caring. And of course, there's some people that just are kind of obstinate. But, you know, that's part of life. Everybody has those people in their life. But you just have to reflect on what your purpose in life is. And I think my purpose in life is to share my love with people and hopefully share some of the experiences that I've lived through and some of the problems I've faced and I've overcome, and just taking care of my family. I think that's my purpose in life, is just taking care of my family. And it's a purpose that I absolutely adore having, and I love having it, and I'll never complain about it. So, but anyway, that's going to do it for tonight, or this afternoon actually. But once again, I wanted to wish my daughter Christy a happy birthday. Also, Diana Ward, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday too. And I'm just so looking forward to celebrating Christy's birthday with her next year. I just really having us all together. It'd be so nice. It'd just be so nice. So wear your masks a little bit longer. Does it really hurt? Pretend you're a doctor. Pretend you're a nurse. Put your masks on. Whatever it takes. I know that when the weather's getting a little bit warmer now, it's going to be a little bit harder to wear them, because in the winter it was nice. Kept your face warm. But even if you get the vaccination, still think of the other people that aren't vaccinated, that you don't want to, in case you do have the virus that you can spread. Maybe you don't get it, but maybe you can spread it. So that we can get this in check, so that we can all get out there and enjoy our lives again the way God meant for us to do it. Hugging and loving each other. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share if you think somebody might like to see it. As always, stay safe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.